What fictional character's death impacted you? I'm gonna start this off.
You want to spark it off?
All right.
Are
so
we gonna go down the whole thing, or you just want to give one person each?
let's go like a topic, and then we'll each go one, or if we have it. Like, did y'all break y'all's down that way? Like I have an anime one.
I mean, I have stuff from different genres and things.
Let's just do that. We'll go genre, and then we can just go each, or if we don't have one, move on. Or
okay, that sounds good.
Oh, good. If anybody want to pick a genre?
No, you said you're gonna spark it, so go ahead.
Okay, well I'll go anime.
All right.
There's only one anime death that really brought a tear to my eye, and it's crazy because the first episode they tell you it's going to happen, and it is Koro Sensei in Assassination Classroom. I don't think have either of y'all ever watched it?
No.
All right, well
that's the yellow thing, right?
Yeah,
that's the yellow dude,
the big yellow dude,
big yellow guy.
It is horribly sad, and I cried, but I let a tear drop, and it was funny because I didn't warn Jazz. And she like called me like when she seen it like, oh my God. She was like, I'm at home crying. I'm like, yeah, I know. I was like, I know where you got to, and I was like, it's horrible. But that's the only anime death that affected me. Don't come on here and be like, we bought Ace. Ace deserved it.
Shut up.
I wouldn't say Ace deserved it.
Ace deserved it.
I wouldn't say
he
Ace
wasted
deserved it.
everyone's time.
I agree.
And effort. And Jiraiya deserved it too.
No.
Yes.
I'd say he deserved it more than Ace did.
Jiraiya is just as bad as Lord Third.
To an extent, Lord Third was way worse.
Jiraiya is the god dad. He could have been there for Naruto, but he's like, no, I'm gonna go around the world writing porn.
No, I agree.
It's literature.
Okay. He was writing 50 Shades of Grey, whatever. But that's all I got for anime.
I got Asuma from Naruto.
All right, so his death didn't really affect me, but the scene of Shikamaru lighting him one up.
Oh, when he got him finally?
Yeah, and he lit his cigarette, his ghost cigarette. That was dope.
This scene was rough just because the fight was good. It was a weird type of fight because it was like, who is this dude? And like this whole Lord Josh and crap.
Yeah.
But I felt bad because obviously, Shikamaru made the mistake because they went after the wrong person.
Right.
Then they go after Kakazu.
Right.
But what killed me on this scene was when Karina was pregnant and he died. It was like, damn, like he ain't want to see
but
this
it
baby.
did give us one of the hardest lines in anime history, where Shikamaru was like, "Lord Joshin's not your god.
I'm your god.
I'm your god."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yo."
Yeah, the whole payback was dope.
Yeah.
That whole fight with Kakashi helping him out, and even like Choji and Ino getting involved. Like they all got the revenge on Hidan. And Hidan was actually a really cool character.
Hidan was dope.
He was dope.
Yeah.
He was better than Kakazu, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Kakazu was cool, but it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was more upset just because of the whole because it broke Shikamaru because he was so perfect, but he made a mistake, and it was a fatal mistake, But
right,
and also with Karina, pregnant, and that kind of sucked, for him.
She should have died when she tried to put Itachi in the
Yeah.
Genjutsu. It was like, bro, what is you doing? Like,
do you want me to go through the rest of the anime list? I only got 2 more for the anime list. Obviously Ace. Because he was my favorite. I get it, but I love Ace.
Ace deserved it.
I wouldn't say he deserved it.
He deserved it.
But
they did all that to save him, and he wasted everyone's time and efforts.
But look where Luffy's at now, though.
So it was worth it.
Yeah, Luffy got on my nerves after that because he reminded me of Bella from Twilight with the crying. I'm like, bro, shut up. I get it. Shut up. Like
I couldn't, his brother.
I couldn't take it. He cried for like 5-10 episodes. I was like, bro, all right, man. Look, I'm upset too, but shut up.
Yeah.
This one here you ain't gonna like, but I actually stopped watching the show for like a year because it happened. Neji, I got so upset. I was hurt. My favorite character.
Neji deserved it too.
No, he didn't. Killing him was pointless.
It was pointless, but I don't forget Neji.
Friend. You were my best friend. You didn't even have a moment. You know you had when Naruto knocked you out. What are you talking about?
Forget Neji.
But I watched Naruto for like a year after that. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I did finish it awfully because the Chakra Mother was stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was all for that animes.
Oh, okay.
All right, for my anime death that got to me, I only got one. And honestly, I don't even know if you can call it a death, but it pretty much got to pretty much everyone as far as I know. The Going Merry.
That was terrible.
That hurt so much.
The Going Merry.
No, that whole thing was terrible. That whole segment was just so awful.
What? That hurt.
And
I agree with Malik.
That's what I mean by
it.
it. That's what I mean by it. Like, it was terrible. Like,
I'm sitting there like, man, they got me set over a ship.
Over a boat.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Terrible. Like, that whole segment was just, it sucked. And the Usopp and the Luffy moment, and Usopp was being stubborn and just.
I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about when they burned it.
Yeah,
like that hurt.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is just a ship.
Yeah. But
this hurts.
You know, it was old, but then when it fell from what, Sky Island, I was like, that pretty much destroyed it, and it was just hanging on by a thread, and then she was like, I can go just a little bit longer.
Yeah, and that's what really got to. He was like, I wanted to keep going with you. I'm like, oh, that's just a punch in the gut.
Yeah.
And what's funny is every time, like, I'll find people reacting to One Piece on YouTube, and I'll go straight to that episode. And every single time, the person's like, "Why am I upset over a ship?"
Yeah,
well, also
over a damn ship, man. And I remember, like, the first time I watched that episode, I'm like, man, I'm really here almost in tears about a ship.
Well, the voice actors did a good job on the scene as well, too.
Yeah, that
really took it to a whole nother level. For sure.
Right.
But I was like, I'm really sitting here upset over a boat.
Oh, yeah.
A boat got me. Not Ace.
Right.
Not like
a boat. Yep.
Like Jiraiya was sad. Asuma was sad. But the boat is what got me.
Yeah. It's understandable. Yeah, it's a heartbreaking One Piece moment, without a doubt.
Yeah,
but that's literally that's it from.
That's all for anime.
From anime, yeah.
All right. What about movies?
I have nothing.
Oh, I'll spark this off.
Yeah,
Mufasa. I was a child in that theater in tears. You know what? I can think of another one, but I can't remember. Macaulay Culkin and
The Good Son.
Yeah,
The Good Son.
No, not
My
The Good
Girl.
Son. My Girl.
Oh,
My
My
Girl. Yeah, that.
He doesn't have his glasses.
That scene as a kid in the theater, first of all, that had me in complete tears.
I didn't see that in the theater.
Complete tears.
My sister, that destroyed my sister.
Oh, man.
Wait, which one? You have
Malika.
Okay.
I was young, too, and I'm like, coming off, Home Alone, and then you, like, get this, and he dies, and you're like, bro, what?
Yeah.
Like,
see, that terrified me because I'm allergic to bees.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
So that scene just completely scared the shit out of me because I'm like, that's what can happen to me?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so that. And, of course, Mufasa, because, again, I was a child and,
Yeah, I mean, I'm still.
It's weird because as I got older, Scar became my favorite.
Yeah, I'm
character.
always Team Scar, but that was as a child. When that came out, we were kids. So you're like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And
now that they've done the backstory to Mufasa, he deserved it.
Oh, here you go.
He deserved it.
Goes.
I'm sorry, he deserved it. Scar was supposed to be king. It was Scar's family. He brought Mufasa in, and then Mufasa did. No, he deserved it. You usurped Scar.
No,
I didn't see it, so I don't know.
I didn't either. I know that's the backstory that they did with that new movie. But all right, what you got?
We're on the movies, right? You said,
Yeah.
Yep.
Ready or Raheem, do the right thing.
So I don't remember the movie, and it's on Netflix now. And over the last week, I'm like, I have to rewatch this movie because I do not remember the full movie.
I don't remember it at all.
Obviously, he was killed by the police. In the movie. As a kid, when I watched it, because I watched it a lot as a kid, but I didn't understand how powerful that scene was. But I knew my mom hated that scene, and as I gotten older, and the police brutality now, it hits me a little more now.
Yeah.
And even though him and Giancarlo went to that freaking pizza shop and start that whole thing,
right?
But he still didn't need to die. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but now, as a kid, I'm like, I don't know. I knew it was something was wrong as a kid seeing that scene. I knew it wasn't good.
Yeah.
But at that, at that time, I was 4 or 5, but I knew something wasn't right. You know what I mean? As I got older, I'm like, yeah, that's police brutality. You know what I mean? And
see, when I thought about movies, a lot of the movies I thought about, I'm like, they're based on like true stories. So like those were real people that like that made me emotional. But for Jazz, I know she because right away when I did this, she was like $1 Million Baby.
that was messed up. Though.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Okay,
I'd never seen the movie,
right?
Because Jazz went to Hawaii. This was like 10th grade. She went to Hawaii, and I guess she watched it on the plane or whatever.
Okay.
And instantly she tells me, this movie made me cry because she died at the end. I was like, well, then now I don't need to watch the movie. So I'd never seen it.
Wait, Jazz went to Hawaii?
Yeah.
That's some wealthy walkers.
Whoa, no. Again, I said in 10th grade, I wasn't. Jasmine Russell went to Hawaii.
But yeah, I watched that movie one time. I remember a little bit of it though, but I remember that scene and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a really good movie though. But yeah, that was rough to watch too.
Yeah.
I saw the movie. It didn't bother me as much. No, I thought it was messed up. Like, you just mad you getting beat and you do that, but the movie, it's like her dying and all of that stuff. It didn't.
Okay.
No, it didn't get me.
You got any other movies?
I got one more. Yeah, I got 2. Sorry. Mia Sullivan, Best Man Holiday.
Never saw it.
Okay.
That was a mess,
Yeah,
man.
okay,
That
I
was
get
a
it,
mess.
yeah.
We went to the theater. Me and Andrew went to go see it. I didn't cry. She didn't either, but there was a lot of sniffling going on in that theater.
Yeah.
It just stole.
I can see that.
But first of all, before we go there, she was trash, so was Harper, and so was Lange. They were all trash. I'm just going to get that out of the way.
I'm going to say everyone was
Yeah,
trash.
that's true. Yeah. They're all trash, but just the part where when she first answered the door when they went there, I was like, okay, she's sick. Like, I knew she was sick. But that scene where her and Lance had the argument in the room before she's about to die, and he just went off, and she's like, you need to accept that I'm dying, and she took her wig off, and I was like, damn, this is rough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah, I understand that.
That was rough.
That.
And then the last one is this didn't affect me first because I wasn't a pet owner. But then when I became a pet owner, and when my pet actually died, it hit me harder. Marley and Me.
I never watched it.
Neither have I.
Yeah, if you're
I've heard of it.
Yeah.
It looks boring, so I never watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I'll give it a shot. So when they put the dog down, I was like, okay, whatever. It is what it is. But I still have my cat. And then when my cat died, then I understood it. And then when me and Andrew put down our other cat, Junior, in 2019, I was a disaster. Like, I called off work. Like, I was a disaster. So now I understand. Like, I get it. So, like, that's why I threw that on there.
I get that.
But okay.
I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
You got any movies?
Nope.
TV shows?
I got one.
What you got?
I got Dan from Lucifer.
I didn't watch Lucifer.
So it's been in my queue forever, and I want to watch it. I just never got around to watching it.
That show is incredible.
It looks incredible.
That show is great, especially considering it got canceled after the 3rd season on a major moment. They canceled it after the major moment hit, but then Netflix brought it back several years later, and they was able to finish it off. But Daniel Espinosa in Lucifer, I'm not going to spoil it too much for you because obviously I already told you one thing, but when that hit, I was like, there's just one part where after they announce it that happens, and I'm like, I was bawling like a baby. I was doing the hiccup. I'm like, man, I had to stop. Like, man, you gotta get yourself together. This is a show. But yeah, that scene messed me up.
It's crazy. As we're sitting here, I'm like, oh man, I forgot this one. I forgot that one. I forgot this one. I forgot that one. But all right, I'm gonna get around to watching it. For
Great
sure.
show.
So
definitely a great show.
We can put Shao Tucker on here. She belongs on this. Okay. Oh, we're on the
TV shows.
Oh, Ned Stark, Game of Thrones.
Okay.
I was kind of swole. Like
Okay.
I'm like, they ain't gonna kill him. That motherfucker
Dude,
ain't gonna kill him.
I remember like he's not gonna die. He's not gonna. Oh my god, he cut
They
his head
killed
off.
him. Yep. I was like, ooh.
So
shit.
since you did that, I'm go right into one of mine.
All right.
I have the entire Red Wedding. That messed me up. It messed me up. And anybody I remember I told my boy, he was like, Game of Thrones seems stupid. I was like, just watch it, and when you get to the part, call me.
Right.
And he's like, what part? I was like, you'll know when you get there. And I remember he was just texting me like, man, this show's actually getting good and blah, blah, blah. And this is my favorite character, and that's my favorite character. I was like, when you get to the part, just let me know.
Yeah.
And I remember he finally got to it. He was like, I just got to the Red Wedding. And why am I watching this show? I was like, bro, same. I was like, I knew you would know. So I put the whole Red Wedding for Game of Thrones.
So the only thing that got me on the Red Wedding was when they stabbed the pregnant wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh man. But Lady Stark, I didn't care because I hated her.
They dang near wiped out the Starks.
Yeah, but I ain't like how she treated Jon. So I was like, screw you.
Yeah,
but,
that's true.
But Rob had no business going there with his pregnant wife when he's supposed to marry one of the ugly daughters, which I get it.
Once they killed Ned, I was like, oh, so Rob's the main character.
Right.
And then the Red Wedding happened, and I'm like, what is up with this show?
Yeah, and I felt bad for Arya because she was like right outside when it happened.
Yeah.
But that was a rough scene to watch. Like I said, but again, Arya got revenge, obviously 3 seasons later, but that was everyone talked about that forever.
Yeah.
Then the Purple Wedding was great, but it wasn't as good as the Purple Wedding was justified, but Red Wedding was like, yo.
The Red Wedding was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. No argument there on that one.
I actually seen a TikTok of this girl. She went to a wedding and she had full chainmail on under. She was like, the Red Wedding did this to me. I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah. And the other TV one was Opie from Sons of Anarchy. Now, obviously, y'all didn't watch the show. And if we weren't even friends on Facebook when they killed him, I went on a tear. Like I didn't care. Derek, remember, because he was mad because I didn't care. I was so upset. I was so mad. After that, I was like, you know what? I can't get attached to TV characters no more. And the way they killed him was horrible.
I'm surprised you didn't do Obi-Wan since I spoiled it.
No, he was already dead. He'd been dead. Obi-Wan died in episode 4. Well,
not Obi-Wan. Han Solo.
I wasn't big on Han Solo.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I was like, but no, Opie had me hot. Like I was so mad, and then I was just on the tear. Like I was on Twitter going off, and just everybody went off. So. And the creator of the show, Kurt Sutter, he actually threatened to kill another character. They kept like harassing him online about it. But when I told my wife I was making the list, so let me guess, Opie's gonna be number 1. I was like, how'd you know? Because of course. But yeah, that had me hot in the way they killed him with that pipe and but he was a broken character about it anyway. But when I actually got to meet him at Steel City Con when it was fun to go to, I was like, bro, you know how mad America was when they killed you? He goes, oh, I know. And I said, they actually hit you with a pipe? He's like, no, they green screen. I was like, I didn't know what a green screen was at the time, but still, but yeah, that was horrible. But anyway, that was on my TV ones.
Okay.
You got one for TV, Malik?
He did.
No, he didn't.
That's my turn.
Yeah. My bad.
I had the Red Wedding. We already talked about it.
Yeah.
Bobby Singer from Supernatural.
Didn't watch that show. You and Raul watched that show, right?
It's one of my favorite shows ever.
Is it over now?
Yeah, it's over. It's a great show. Bobby was like a dad to them, and when he died, it was horrible. And so it's funny because I watched this shit. Me and Jazz watched the show recently on Netflix.
Yeah.
The Resident, and it's a hospital show or whatever.
Okay.
And they killed the nurse Nicolette Nevin, and I have not watched the show since. I refused to finish the show because they killed her off, and I had tears in my eyes, and I was like, I'm done watching the show, and I have not watched the show, and I'm not going to because they killed her off, and it pissed me off.
Right.
Like it was like her and the main dude. They were like back and forth, and then they became a thing, and then they finally had a baby, and like life was going well, and then they killed her off, and I was like, you know what? No. I was like, no. I was like, now he's left here with the baby, and I refuse to watch any further.
It's fair.
So that was it for my TV shows. I know I'm the only one that has one for WWE, so I'm going to do it.
I have one.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Who you have?
I have Roman Reigns' cancer announcement.
No. Well, yeah, but he didn't die.
Oh yeah, it says character death. Sorry.
Yeah.
So then no.
Okay.
No Ramsey Bolton?
So no, because it really didn't. It just pissed me off. It didn't like really affect me. Like, but the WWE Pepper.
Shut up, man.
Hey, y'all say what you want. When Big Boss Man killed him and fed him to Al Snow, it traumatized me as a kid.
See, I was older.
I was like 10.
Yes, I was like, I was a teenager, so
Whatever.
I
It
just-
affected me.
Pepper.
So yes, he killed his dog and fed it to it.
Fed it to
So yes, that affected me. I'm sorry. I knew y'all was gonna laugh at that one.
Pepper.
That messed me. I had like dreams of Pepper haunting me. I don't know why
my
me
God.
specifically, but it was still real to me back then.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness, Pepper.
Anybody got any video game ones?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. What y'all got?
You go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sarah from The Last of Us,
Joel's daughter.
Joel's daughter.
Okay. Well, I'm not a parent, but I could. Being a
Yeah.
parent, yeah.
I'm a girl. Q, you are too. Girl dad saw his baby girl die. I'm like, no.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
That hurt my soul. And Joel from Last of Us too. Like I understood.
Yeah.
Did they just get to that part in the show?
Yeah.
Because people were really upset.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let it go, guys. He had it coming.
Yeah. Like that's what I said.
And that's,
I'm not saying he didn't
yeah.
deserve it, but it still hurt when it happened.
I agree.
Yeah, I've been seeing people going off about the show, and I'm like, I remember y'all saying like, "Oh yeah, he dies," and it was like,
so when I was playing the game when it happened, I wasn't upset. I was in shock, but my question was, what the hell did he do to piss her off that bad for her to brutally beat him like that?
who?
Abby.
Yeah, Abby.
Okay.
Cause the way how it went, like when he entered that room with his brother and they were all standing there, you knew something was off.
Yeah.
I was
As
like,
soon as he said his
something isn't
name.
right.
As soon as they said his name.
Yeah, and so I got Ellie screaming and crying, and I'm like, what the hell did he do to piss this girl off? And then when they showed what Joel did, I'm like, okay, I get it. I got why she did what she did. You know what I mean? And yeah, but obviously when that happened, the community was irate. They were
tell me what he did.
They were threatening the voice actor of Abby.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was terrible. It made the PlayStation.
Just a
fan
voice
base-
actor.
Yeah, they were threatening her.
They were.
It was bad. And then me and Malik was like, Joel wasn't a good person.
Yeah.
But everyone loved his story with Ellie. But he wasn't. He even told you he wasn't a good person.
When you get off camera, you got to tell me exactly what he did, or when you get off,
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is justified.
I'm sure it'll spoil the show for anybody.
Oh yeah, it'll definitely spoil the show.
But
you tell me.
And you definitely would do it, especially when we explain.
Yeah.
You'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
He would do it too. I would do it.
I get why, but it still hurt.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
And then what they did also with that too was like in the game, they made you play as her.
Mm-hmm.
So everyone was so mad about that game for multiple reasons.
Yeah,
Joel,
that pissed a lot of people off.
You had to play as her.
I played as the person who killed one of my favorite video game players characters. Like, why would you do something so diabolical?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So shout out to Neil Druckmann, and I can't think of the girl's name, the other one that wrote it, but they did their job.
Bruce Staley, I don't know if he was involved with 2, but I know he was involved in Last of Us, the first one.
But everyone hates Neil Druckmann. They call him Neil Cuckman. I'm just like, oh, but I'm like, they did their job. If they got you that upset,
right,
they did their job.
Right.
But anyway, I'm sorry, but go ahead.
That's
you gotta go. You want to go?
For video games, the only one I can really think of off the top of my head is Jackie Wells in Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, I didn't play that game, but
I didn't play it.
Jackie
I did buy it. I do have it.
It's a great game. You should play it. But Jackie was like it starts off and you're like, oh man, this is gonna be my partner for the rest of the game, and then he dies.
Oh,
and it's like, wow, this is terrible, and then they like make you like go to like talk to his mom and everything.
Oh, really?
And like, you know what I mean? console his girl and like go through his stuff and like find stuff. Like, yeah, it was bad. So, I mean, I would say Commander Shepard, but then they like brought him back.
Oh yeah.
So,
I just forgot about one character for a video game. But go ahead, keep going if you got any more.
That's it for me.
Arthur Morgan.
Oh my God! Yes. I don't know how I forgot that. Yeah, that was terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I can definitely agree there. Which again, like you said before, we should have known because he wasn't in the first one.
Yeah, but we still were in so denial, like, because he was like, he's such a good dude, and then we know that part where
you're a good man, Arthur Morgan.
Yeah, I gave you all I had, Dutch. You know, I'm like, damn, like, you know, and just he ride it, Dutch.
Yeah,
you know, it was horrible.
Yeah, that definitely tore me up, man.
Yeah. But the only two I got is Orin from Final Fantasy X. Well, he was already dead, but when they actually sent him away to the far plane, finally,
yeah,
I was like, because Orin's my favorite.
Orin was the best character.
He's my favorite Final Fantasy. He's actually my favorite Final Fantasy character.
He was the dopest character. Lulu was my favorite to use, but he was definitely the dopest, especially when he took that arm out. Like like, oh, shit's going down. Like,
so. And then the last one, I know you didn't play the game of League, but it's been out for 3 years. Brock from God of War Ragnarok. The blue dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
In my mind, I could not remember. Oh, man. And then his brother, like,
was broken. Yeah.
Oh, that tearing him up. Yeah. That you know, and then finding out, like, he was, didn't he, like, was he the one that was already dead, or was it the other one?
No, wait.
Sentry?
No, Sentry wasn't dead.
No. Remember, who was already dead and brought back? One of them was already dead and brought back. I thought it was Sentry Brock died.
I believe that you're right. Yeah, because Sentry was holding a secret or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, but when Odin killed Brock, and that was dirty.
Yeah,
you know
that
was. I was like, damn, like, and Brock was a good dude. You know what I mean? But like, he caught on to the bullshit, and he's like, "It's something just don't seem right, dude. Like, why are you trying to go back to this place?" And then Odin turned and and stabbed him, whatever. But like, just how Sindri was, and just broken.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But those were, but I was like, damn, like, Brock was a good dude.
Yeah, that's a good one. I didn't think of that, but yeah.
But those are all mine.
Okay. That's all I got. Anybody got anything else?
No.
I mean, let us know what characters affected you the most.
Yep.